This is the Intendor, and this is the Intendor for U.S. Senate Russell Scott Day radio show that I've been making and putting on YouTube. I took yesterday off because there were other things going on here at the home, my office. This week, the week says today's best editorial cartoons. The week is going, gone is the Confederate flag. I want to see. I've denounced myself on my own Transcendian channel and implored and begged that David Price stand in front of the monuments at Monument Row and denounce those monuments and denounce the KKK, DOC monuments all through the South. About 1.5 persons, about 3,900 people, black labor, were murdered. Every time, it's almost one for every one of those monuments, but their names aren't there. Their names are obscured, lost, never reported. Equal Justice Initiative may be able to work to link the names to those monuments. They've done a lot of work for the Confederacy. May Day in the South, children were told to dance around monuments to the fallen of the Confederacy, who basically, as Faulkner recognized, wasted their lives in the service of a flawed and horribly flawed ideal. If you waste your life in the service of bad ideals, people who are sick and do bad things, if this is your leadership, you really don't deserve a monument. I focused on the monuments much more than the flag, the Confederate flag. It's good to see it come down. The next thing is protect your home from a killer. A gun in the home increases the chance of being killed by firearms 72%. A gun in the home is responsible for a vast majority of children killed by firearms. A gun in the home is 22 times more likely to be used in a suicide, homicide, or accident than to be used in self-defense. A gun in the home triples the risk of homicide. A gun in the home increases the likelihood of suicide 5-fold. An abused woman is 6 times more likely to be murdered if there is a gun in the home. So, I'm sorry, I just see the cat is out of the bag, and there's a couple of times I had to use my pistol to either stop a beating or protect myself from somebody with a knife. So I've gotta, I don't know. I feel like it's just as Machiavelli said, what makes you think that an unarmed man will cause an armed man to submit to his will? I think the quote is, what makes you think an armed man will submit to the will of an unarmed man? Mearsheimer recommends that all nations just simply go out and get nuclear weapons of their own. In this world, he sees no government to turn to. And I say, well, if that's the case, then we need one. Eliminating nuclear weapons, which are an insult to all working class people who have enough to worry about with the weather, is the way to go. You want to ban a bomb, you can be a lot smarter It'd be enough work for the warrior class. Killer subs would have to chase for cheaters, SEALs, and all like that. There's going to be some attempt always to go and get that weapon. But weapons of mass destruction, and particularly thermonuclear weapons. Anyway, if we get through this summer without a war in Central Europe, as Russia tries to get down through Ukraine across land, Walmart, Sears removing Confederate flag items. Facebook developers boost installs with mobile apps. Senate expected to take up trade legislation, but Labor Federation warns fast track has gotten even worse since the House got its hands on it. I think I read today that the Senate had passed it with 60 votes against the 51 absolutely needed. And so I don't understand it. It's corporatist, you know. It's not nationalist. We have the ability to. The United States has the ability to operate. I think TPP, something like that, is supposed to just alleviate the necessity of thinking about trade and trade deals. Significant differences may exist between one nation and another. 4 horrible ways capitalism is slowly destroying us. Well, if it's slowly, it's a big news to me. I thought it was moving pretty quick. But they got 4 ways there. Let's go ahead and see what these 4 horrible ways capitalism is destroying us. It has a picture of the bull. You know, the bull was a gift. It was like a Banksy sort of thing. Banksy sort of plopped there, and now they don't want to let it go. I forget the name of the sculpture, but it's amazing. Amazing sort of story there. Giving half of your 401k to the banks. Frontline documentary retirement gamble. 401 fund earnings, all these fees, man, they just eat you alive. Whatever I got from my particular union was eaten up in fees, and then I didn't have a lot of money. I told the guy told him on the form to go ahead and put it in risky things, so I just kept losing money, and there wasn't, all the work disappeared for me by 1999 and stayed in North Carolina because it's not a mature movie business, and it has no agency finance, all that stuff above the line. They just bribes run out, and the culture here is not very conducive for creative people, and they don't like getting arrested if they smoke some pot either. They'd rather go to Vancouver or stay in California where they can get, just kind of live a little more of a free lifestyle. There's a lot of mean stuff to the South. It's cultural. You get tired of it. It hurts. It's almost like going where it's cold and miserable. Friends are a little closer, and everybody needs each other so much more, I suppose. And then listening to the job creators mock the truth. Job creators, that whole bunch of bullshit. I don't know who can believe in that stuff. The whole thing is about looting whatever bank, institution, or organization they can now. Financial engineering has turned into a horrific bunch of work. First I learned how to loot the Russians, and the Russians kicked them out. By the time they learned how to do that, they started looting everybody else around. They don't make anything. Capitalism actually used to, even whatever you see bad about the DuPonts, they made some products. horrific paternalism and pollution. They finally got out. They went into finance. They gave up on doing anything. Mississippi police chief comes down hard on open carry laws after Walmart shotgun incident. Yeah, I didn't get it. Welcome to North Carolina, new in town. 5 stories to welcome you to the Tar Heel State. I don't know, maybe I need to do another show. Frank discussions on race. Every time you see race, just put labor there. Race is nothing but an invention to keep labor divided. And the wardens, it's like the wardens are laughing, they're up their sleeves and being entertained while labor fights in the prison yard. I mean, most of us, the majority of us, have been turned into wage slaves. Wage slavery is at least a little better than chattel slavery, but it's gotten pretty extreme in the United States and China. It's a real betrayal of whatever communism was supposed to do. Why feminists are fighting a losing battle over boobs. This has got a picture of Miley Cyrus. Caught between Victorian prudishness and Bacchalian libertarianism, or libertinism. Miley, all right. They're young people, you know. Hedonism. Hedonism is no worse than anything else. It's a lot of ways it's better. As a philosophy. Anarchy leads to isolation and despair. Parliamentary democracy is more robust than presidential electoral democracy. Barbara Tuchman came to say that the parliamentary system ought to be adopted so that people like Nixon couldn't fire the cabinet. It goes on. The Insuro dollar is superior to the Bitcoin or the future trade credits and is nationalistic as compared to the Bitcoin. And it also creates loyalty to the nation. The petrodollar is wobbling, and we better come up with a good replacement for that currency. The currency and what it's based on matters quite a bit. Thank you very much. I'm Russell Scott Day. Transcendian is my YouTube channel. Russell Scott Day is my personal Facebook. Founder of Transcendia is my Facebook page. There's a Wikipedia. There's a Transcendia, Wikipedia.com. But I don't mess with that much. But you could talk to each other if you're a supporter. I do want to go ahead and run for U.S. Senate. Filing fee has to be paid February 9th to Feb 28th, I believe. And I've been using, if Guy Kawasaki's right, social media, YouTube will make it happen. Maybe he's wrong. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.